You know the game Hangman? You know, that game that you play when you're in a family restaurant or in a classroom and in no other environments? Have you ever, really thought about Hangman, from a game design perspective? Because I've been thinking about Hangman a lot recently, and wow, Hangman is a lot stranger than you'd think. I'm Jan Measley, and Hangman is a weird game. Part 1. What Hangman is. Let's start with the basics. Hangman is a pencil and paper game about guessing a word one letter at a time. It's generally played with two players, one player guessing a word picked by a second player. It'll be useful to give these roles names, so I'm going to call the player who doesn't know the word the guesser and the player who does know the word the executioner. The most obviously strange thing about this game is the theme. Using a drawing of a person being hanged to keep track of score is extremely morbid for a children's game. This is, however, not unique to Hangman. I mean, yes, the specifics of it definitely are, but games for children have had dark themes as long as children have played games, from Ring Around the Rosie to Fortnite. The theme is dark themes as long as children have played games, from Ring Around the Rosie to Fortnite. The theme is an aspect of Hangman that's somewhat problematic for one of the main contexts where the game is played. Hangman is often played in classrooms in order to teach children vocabulary. Despite how ubiquitous Hangman is, an elementary school teacher drawing a stick figure being hanged in front of a group of small children isn't the best idea. As a result, classroom Hangman often involves things like crossing apples off a tree or drawing a stick figure that's just chilling there. Or a turtle. Lesser analysts would stop at the theme, but come on. Everyone knows that Hangman's theme is weird. It's honestly the least weird thing about this game, all things considered. Let's go through an example game just as a reminder to everybody at home how the game works. The executioner starts by writing 9 blanks, corresponding to the 9 letters in the word they've picked for the guesser to guess. They then draw the gallows that will serve to keep track of the guesser's incorrect guesses. For the rest of the game, the executioner takes a more passive role, providing feedback for the guesser as they guess letters. If they guess a letter that appears in the word, the executioner fills in the blank where it appears. If the letter appears multiple times in the word, they fill in everywhere that the letter appears. If the guesser guesses a letter that does not appear in the word, the executioner adds a single line to the gallows drawing, which eventually becomes a drawing of a person being hanged, the titular hangman. If the executioner finishes drawing the hangman before the guesser can guess the word, the executioner wins. But if the guesser guesses the word first, the guesser wins. In this case, the executioner won, so now they reveal to the guesser that the word was Fahukwagods. At this point, the guesser accuses the executioner of cheating, claiming that Fahukwagods isn't a real word. The argument escalates, creating a scene in the middle of the family restaurant. While in this example game the guesser was guessing letters somewhat arbitrarily, it's possible to play the role of the guesser far more strategically. Part 2. Winning at Hangman. Now I know what you're thinking. Playing Hangman is so easy. All you need to do is guess letters in decreasing order of how common they are, right? Well, not quite. Sure, that works at first, but eventually you gotta switch from thinking about individual letters and start thinking about what words it might be based on the pattern of blanks. Of course, that's not really a strategy. That's more like a human intuition thing. That's like saying that the best chess strategy is to think about what moves will make you likely to win the game and then do those. So let's make it more rigorous. As the guesser, each letter you guess is a chance to get information from the executioner. At the start, all you know is how long the word is, but each letter you guess tells you more about the word. This is obvious in the case when the letter is in the word, but sometimes it's more useful when the letter isn't in the word. I conjecture that the perfect strategy for the guesser, therefore, can be precisely defined like this. 1. Consider all words that it could be, given the information you already have, how long it is, where specific letters are, and specific letters that are not in the word. 2. For each letter you have not guessed yet, assume that the word does not contain that letter, and determine how many of the possible words would still be on the table if that were the case. 3. Select whichever letter minimizes this number. How well does this strategy work? Well, I wrote some code and tested it out. If you guess letters randomly,
No voy a subirlo, si no te... Vale.
Some say pausing is cheating. I say it's an advantage. Let's fucking do this. ¡No! ¡Oh, por Dios!
I mean, what happened with Juniper? She died at like
Fuck!
Oh,
Fuck!
ow, my ears. She died at
94!
like 79 4 times in a row.
94 and
Not just gonna lose his fucking mind, dude.
I literally paused for like 10 minutes.
Welcome.
What am I gonna do? I have to go from
I lost
zero.
my shit after Juniper beat Bloodbath.
I
dude.
don't care.
Okay.
My life
When a
is
woman is
ruined.
better than a male.
And my sister was like, "What the fuck are you screaming at?" And I'm like, "She beat it." And my sister was like, "Beat what?"